Hello there, welcome to the news on Nepal television. I am Rojina Rai, starting with the headlines first. Bus carrying Indian pilgrims en route to Janakpur from Kathmandu crashes near Churia Mai Bara district. 7 people killed, 6 reported to be Indian nationals. House of Representatives undergoes its regular business following agreement between political parties. Meeting scheduled for 1 p.m. today. Japan begins releasing treated radioactive water into the ocean. China describes operation as a selfish and irresponsible act. And a jet flying from Moscow to St. Petersburg with 10 people on board crashes with no survivors. Wagner boss Prigozhin believed killed in plane crash. Welcome back. Now we have the news in detail. 6 people died when a bus carrying pilgrims, including from India, met with accident near the Churia Mai temple of Jitpur, Simra sub-metropolis 22 in Bara in the wee hours today. According to police, the bus Madhya Province 3001 Kha 7994 en route to Janakpur from Kathmandu veered off the road and fell around 15 meters at 2:10 a.m. This morning. 3 died on the spot, while 3 succumbed to injuries in the course of the treatment. District Police Bara's spokesperson Dhadiram Nopane said the injured are being treated in various health facilities in Hetora. The bus was carrying a total of 26 passengers, most of them are from India. Although the bus accident and the cause is still under investigation, it appears that the accident was due to an excessive speed. It is said that the identities of the deceased are yet to be shortened. The bus driver has been taken into custody. At least 370 households in Dhaulagiri rural municipality too have been affected by a power outage for the past month and a half. Lulang, Korea, Lamsung and Merini have plunged into darkness for many days since a monsoon-induced landslide damaged the powerhouse of Dharkola second hydropower project. Ward Chair A.K. Prasad Bika said the powerhouse with the capacity of 35 kilowatts of electricity was swept away by the landslide in the second week of July, directly affecting 370 families. The project that had previously faced damages from flooding 2 years ago was restored after 6 months. This is the 3rd time that the project faced the disaster implications. Bhakta Singh Zapun of Lulang expressed the power outage following the damages to the powerhouse has caused considerable inconveniences to the local residents. The situation has also adversely affected the functioning of public service. Dhaulagiri Rural Municipality Vice Chair Resampun had said that they have made a formal request for the prompt provision of electricity supply from the central grid to the village. Now we have weather update. The monsoon rain is expected to persist over the next 2-3 days. According to the Meteorological Forecasting Division, it will take a couple of days for weather to improve. Division's senior meteorologist Barun Paudel said that the ongoing precipitation is anticipated to continue until Friday, with chances of heavy rains at 1 or 2 places, particularly in Kosi, Bagmati and Gandhigi provinces. As the division states, there is generally to mostly cloudy throughout the country today, with the possibility of of light to moderate rain at some places of the country. Likewise, heavy rain with thunder and lightning is expected at one or two places of Kosi, Bagmati, Gandaki, Lumbini and Sudupasim provinces. Likewise, tonight there will be mostly cloudy throughout the country, while light to moderate rain is likely to occur at many places of the country. Heavy rain with thunder and lightning may take place at one or two places of Kosi, Madhes, Bagmati, Gandaki and Lumbini province. Now to the further development, the House of Representatives meeting is scheduled for 1 p.m. today. In today's meeting, Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal is scheduled to present the 15th annual report of the Election Commission at the Parliament business. As the Parliament business got back to work on Wednesday after being obstructed for 20 days after an agreement among the major political parties reached to form a high-level inquiry commission to investigate and examine the gold smuggling cases. The main opposition CPN-UML had demanded that a separate parliamentary probe committee be formed to conduct investigation into the case of over 60 kg gold smuggled on July 18th. We shall get back with more updates on the side we do have. Stay with us. Time for a short break. Welcome back. You are on Nepal Television News, and now we have remaining updates. The Supreme Court is slated to deliberate on a petition lodged by former Chief Minister of Kosi Province Hikmat Karki. The petition contested the appointment of Uddhav Thapa as the Chief Minister of Kosi Province and is scheduled for today. On Wednesday, Karki filed a writ petition with the Supreme Court asserting that the vote of confidence in favor of Uddhav Thapa's appointment as Chief Minister of Kosi Province was unconstitutional. He demanded the Supreme Court that it issued mandamus order to his favor, paving way for his appointments as Chief Minister as per Article 168 Clause 3 because Thapa had not won floor test as per Constitution. Earlier, the third session of Province Assembly of Kosi Province has been postponed until further notice. Parliamentarians of major opposition parties CPN-UML and Rashtriya Prajatantra Party stood over in a gesture of protest while Sraili Mansouri, who is in the speaker's role at present, was conducting the meeting of the Province Assembly. The UML and the Rashtriya Prajatantra Party have been protesting, claiming that the process in which Chief Minister of Kosi Province Uddhav Thapa obtained the vote of confidence on August 21st is unconstitutional. Gaura festival is also known as Ujjali Gaura or Durvastami, is being celebrated with much fanfare exclusively in Sudupasim and Mid-Sudupasim by worshipping Uma Maheswar. The festival begins from Bhadra Krishna Panchami of the Nepali calendar and lasts for 4 days. When it falls on Shukla Paksha, it is called Ujjali Gauri, and contrary to this, when it is celebrated on Krishna Paksha, it is called Adhari Gauri. The main theme of the festivals is the worship goddess Gauri. On this day, many temples of the goddess are thronged by devotees and perform various rituals. On the day, women stay on fast and worship goddess Gauri for the good health, longevity and blessings. Gaura is celebrated as one of the most important festivals in the Sudupasim and Karnali region of Nepal and Kumaon Garhwal region of India. Now we have updates from international front line. Japan began releasing wastewater from the crippled Fukushima nuclear plant on Thursday in an operation it insists is safe but has generated a fierce backlash from China. The beginning of the discharge around 540 Olympic swimming pools where the water into the Pacific over several decades is a big step in decommissioning the still highly dangerous and cited 12 years after one of the world's worst nuclear accident. Live video provided by plant operator TEPCO showed engineers behind computer screens and an official saying after a countdown that the valves near the seawater transport pumps are opening. Monitors from the UN Atomic Watchdog, which has endorsed the plan, were due to be on site for the procedure, while TEPCO workers were scheduled to take water samples later on Thursday. Ahead of the operation, about 10 people held a protest near the site, and around 100 others gathered outside TEPCO headquarters in Tokyo. AFP journalist said Japan is the first country that was attacked with an atomic bomb in the world, and the Prime Minister of the country made the decision, said. Chinese Environment Ministry on Thursday blasted Japan's plan as extremely selfish and irresponsible, saying it would track and study the impact on its water. We still have other updates on the side. Let's stay with us. Time for a short break. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now we have remaining international headliners. Russian officials say the founder of the Wagner mercenary group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, may have been on board a plane that crashed. They say a list of the 10 passengers on the plane included his name. A social media channel linked to him says he was killed. The private plane was reportedly traveling from Moscow to St. Petersburg and crashed northwest of the capital. The Reuters news agency released a video said to be of the plane falling down. It includes the voice of the eyewitness saying they heard 2 explosions before the crash. Prigozhin built a private paramilitary force that sent tens of thousands of fighters to Ukraine on Russia's behalf. However, he grew frustrated with military leaders and led a mutiny against them in June before backing down. There were questions as to his whereabouts. But on a Monday, he posted a video on social media saying that he was somewhere in Africa. At least 26 people have been killed and more are feared missing after a railway bridge under construction collapsed in northeastern India, officials said. The incident occurred near the town of Sairang in the state of Mizoram. Up to 40 workers were at the site when part of the bridge collapsed, according to local media reports. The cause of the incident is not yet clear, and the railway authority has opened an investigation, and 3 people have so far been rescued. This includes an injured worker who had to be brought down from the top of one of the bridge's 100-meter-high pillars. The incident happened over the Khoreng River, about 20 kilometers from the city of Ajwal, Mizoram's capital. To the more updates, before that, let's have a quick look into the highlights of the site. India's moon rover has taken first step on the lunar surface day after the country made history by becoming the first to land near the South Pole. Chandrayaan-3's rover ramped down from the lander and India took a walk on the moon. The space agency said the Vikram lander successfully touched down as planned on Wednesday evening. With this, India joins an elite club of countries to achieve a soft landing on the moon after the US, the former Soviet Union and China. It will now roam around the rocks and craters, gathering crucial data and images to be sent back to Earth for analysis. Pragyan is carrying 2 scientific instruments which will try to find out what minerals are present on the lunar surface and study the chemical composition of the soil. Time for sports now. Aston Villa but shortened up making the Europa Conference League group stages after winning their first league play of 5-0 away in Hibernian. Ole Watkins was in ruthless form, netting a hat-trick after bagging 2 before the break and completing the treble on 48 minutes, which was eventually awarded by VAR after on-field offside call was overturned. Leon Bailey headed home too, and Douglas Luiz capped on one-sided class for the penalty spot on 74th minute. Britain's Joe Scott stunned Norway's Olympic champions Jakov to take 1500-meter gold at the World Championship in Budapest. Co-Olympic bronze medalist on Tokyo timed his shots for gold to perfection inside the final 200-meter. The 25-year-old clocked a season's best 3 minutes 29.38 seconds to make his first podium at the World Champions. It comes 1 year after he suffered a defeat by Breton Jake in similar circumstances in Eugene. With this, we come to the end of this news bulletin, but before we say goodbye, quick reminders of the headlines once again. Bus carrying Indian pilgrims en route to Janakpur from Kathmandu crashes near Churiamai Bara district. 7 people killed, 6 reported to be Indian nationals. House of Representatives undergoes its regular business following agreement between political parties. Meeting scheduled for 1 p.m. today. Japan begins releasing treated radioactive water into the ocean. China describes operation as a selfish and irresponsible act. And a jet flying from Moscow to St. Petersburg with 10 people on board crashes with no survivors. Wagner boss Prigozhin believed killed in plane crash. Well, this is all we have for this moment. Until our next bulletin, have a good day ahead. Namaste.